Good evening, YouTubers. So, what do I have here? This is Solus 1.1. You might remember a while back I did a review of Solus 1.0. I thought it was an attractive distro, but there were a couple of little rough edges here and there. However, we're going to give this another kick of the tires today because they have recently released an updated version, that is 1.1. So first of all, I'm going to take you through the installation process because I think that this installer is a very attractive one. So first of all, we've just got to press this install Solus, and we're going to find our location automatically, which I kind of think is neat. It finds me in Australia or West, which is true. I'm going to click there. It's chosen a language for me, which is valid based on my location. Fantastic. And it also has chosen the correct keyboard. Okay, we're going to install the /device/SDA. Now that's kind of neat. We're going to have to, however, launch the Partition Editor. So that could create, for some users, a bit of a drama if they're unfamiliar with how this works. So let's have a look. No partition table. Partition table is required before partitions can be added. Okay, so device, create a partition table. And what should we do? MS-DOS will apply here. However, I am in the virtual machine at the moment. When we do the proper review, we won't be in the virtual machine. And so, yeah, things will be a little bit different. So I'm going to allow this 2048 at the end, and that's for swap space. So we'll just go ahead and add that. And we just right click here, go new again, and we will choose Linux swap, and we'll use the remaining space. Then we'll tell it to apply those changes just now. I think this is a little unusual for something that should be, which is obviously clearly targeting the desktop user. Requiring you to manually use gparted is a little strange, to say the least. But anyway, it does work seamlessly, I can assure you. However, we do need to assign as root just there the partition that we just made, /device/SDA1. We can press next. It's kind of got us in the right place, but we'll just choose that there. I don't think it really matters. We're going to add a user. That user is going to be nixuser. It doesn't auto-populate the real name immediately, or perhaps not even at all. And we'll just put our password in there. Okay, and we'll add that now. Again, things feel a little bit clunky with this installer. I kind of feel that this shouldn't be add a user or not add a user. It's pretty much targeting the desktop user, so it really should be there. We'll just call that Solus, and yes, we'll install the bootloader. We'll continue. It just gives us a final summary of what's there. We can't seem to see everything. It would be nice if there was a maximize there just so I could see everything at once, but that's fine. We'll go and continue. Hopefully, being on the solid state drive, this should be quite quick, but we'll see how things progress. While we're at it, we should just take a little bit of a look-see at the Solus website. So we'll just choose Internet here. Things might be a little bit laggy. We're on a VirtualBox virtual machine, so I can't promise that everything is going to be smooth. And there's no pass-through here, so no pass-through from PCI devices, so graphics may lag a little bit. So it's showing me Mozilla Firefox, which is cool, the website there. We can just really close out to the Solus project. We'll just close other tabs. As you can see, things are a little slow. I do reassure you that once we are in the main distro, things will speed up a little bit, but we don't want to be sitting there watching the installer the whole time, and I don't really particularly feel like putting a fast forward filter on the video at this stage. So yeah, we've got along here a fair bit of presentation and polish to this website. Unlike the websites I've recently visited of some distributions, this one actually comes up. So we've got the home, which we automatically go to, a blog, which, hey, we can take a look at that. Right click there. We have the download pages now. I've already downloaded it, but it does. One thing I should probably point out is down the bottom, download stable version. It's available only for 64-bit, it appears. And we'll get this to go down to the bottom. It has right at the bottom something that you should all take consideration of, which is the SHA-256 some signature just there. Let's have a look at that. Okay, so this week in Solus install 24. And that was on the 2nd of March that the version that I'm using now, this Solus 1.1 Shannon, was released. We've just been to the download one. Let's have a look at and see what they talk about here with the support us. So, entirely free project, free for its end users. You know, they're talking about what resources they need. Wow. They managed to get £1,100 in one fundraiser back in 2015. But clearly that's not going to be enough. So they are pretty much a, what would you call, an independent distribution. And yeah, interesting website. Also, they don't just do Solus, they actually do their own desktop environment, Budgie. So here is a look at Budgie. This is from the previous version, you can tell from the wallpaper. But yeah. So let's have a look at something else. What I might look at is Solus 1.1 release notes. Okay, I'll just go into distro watch where it'll probably navigate us straight there. The release announcement. Let's have a look. So yep, you see that. That's the picture loading there. They've done some improvements, as they say, to Budgie. There's also some, yeah, okay, so there was some rendering issues with how it presents the icons using LightDM. Yeah, that's a good idea. LightDM's pretty neat. So yeah, we have a new logo. Okay, fair enough. I'd like to see that logo in here. You see, not just a plain circular icon. I'd like to see the logo in there. Yeah. What else? General improvements. Yeah, fine. Printing. Anyway, what we'll do, as I say, that's enough of that. We'll kick the tires. Let's. The install is done. That was reasonably quick. And next minute you see us, we're going to be on the iron rather than in this virtual machine. Welcome back, YouTubers. So once again, there's a bit of a reminder. We're in Solus 1.1, which defaults with the Birdie environment, and we're going to continue along and take a look at what's going on here. So just have a look here. What's this say? Doesn't say anything. Alright, so we just right click on the desktop. Let's have a look at what backgrounds we have. Okay, so you can choose either between the lock screen and the... Oh, it's staying together, that's very odd behaviour. And you can choose between the lock screen and the default wallpaper. So you can choose a variety here, some Solus branded ones. I think we'll stick with the default wallpaper for now. Pictures, no pictures found, colours, so you can also choose just a very plain Jane colour if you like. So we'll just cancel that just now, and also of course you can change the lock screen one. Now that didn't really behave properly before. Okay, so software and updates. Okay, that's normally the installer when you've got the live image running. Once you've installed, yeah, you get this. I've been using EO package for the back end. And so just to give you a bit of an idea of how that works, we'll just bring up another terminal, and so you just need to log in as the root user, but you can't do it that way. You need to go like this. Sudo su root's not enabled by default, and then what you need to do is EO package. Let's just think of something. EO package. Let's see, it's not there. I find it's limited in terms of what packages it has, but I mean, I did this before. EO package, install, MPG, and it says that it's already installed. Now it works. So you can use the EO package if you want to. We'll just close that terminal just now, or you could use this software this software center, and yeah, fairly straightforward. You can look for LibreOffice or whatever. So just bear in mind that it is an independent distribution. They're not going to have a lot of the packages that some other distributions have. However, I can pleasantly report that screen recording using the installed FFmpeg is actually working this time, as reported by one of the developers on YouTube last time. They did an update to it to what was then the unstable variety, or the development variety, which has now since become stable, and that's what we find now. It works. So, accessories. We've got a calculator. It's going to be pretty vanilla there. I don't know if it gives me the about. I don't know how I'm meant to get it. Okay, about. Yeah, the calculator author is pretty much a GNOME variety one there. Okay, accessories. What else? Just going to be a quick look into things. If we find anything interesting, we'll go and have a look at those. Not sure how I feel about these icons. I think they could be nicer, but hey, you know, it still looks pretty good. So yep, we've got that there, and oh, again, I'm having a little numpty moment there. About, it's just files. So that's our Nautilus, as we'd expect. The gedit text editor just there, so of course you can write in there. Which is kind of redundant, but you could do something like this, for example. Yeah. Keyboard's playing up. Now, let's just save that as file.cpp under home, save, and it gives us that nice contextual highlighting there. Anyway, this is not a C++ tutorial. Moving right along. Internet, we've got Firefox. Okay, let's just bring Firefox up. Just give that a moment. I feel I didn't click that properly. Okay, I did. As you can see, it's a little more responsive than when on the virtual machine, such as life is. Again, I'm not going to go through the website because we did that before, but you can see we do have the Firefox web browser. What version do we have? I just updated this system, so I'm expecting a relatively recent one. And let's have a look. That's 45. Let's have a look at Firefox. Look at the Wikipedia page. No doubt a reasonable. It says there that it's the most recent one anyway, but yeah, I just want to make sure that on Firefox, on Wikipedia, that it is. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Next cab off of the rank, we have the HexChat, which is the XChat-like IRC client. I tend to use things like IRSSI, command line based applications. I like to be confident that I can always get on there and do what I need to do, but this will do, you know. And we can, yeah, can use that. It's pretty nice. Okay. Internet. Mozilla Thunderbird. So again, you know, there's a little bit of setup involved when you want to install Thunderbird, or rather install an account to Thunderbird. We're going to do this. I'm going to skip that. I really hate that reminder, and we'll just cancel that. Let's have a look at what version we're using of Thunderbird. Help. No, that's not what I was expecting. I wanted to actually help and about Thunderbird. There we go. So 38.7.0. So again, I probably should have kept Firefox up before, but let's have a look and make sure that that's a relatively recent version. Yep. So 38.7, and the release that I was looking at before was, don't you hate that? .7. So again, relatively recent, if not the most recent, I think. I dropped it again before, no biggie. Yep. Yeah, so very recent, 4 days ago, they got it in there. Fantastic. We'll just minimise that now. Notice that nice compositing that it has. This desktop environment is very smooth. That is the Budgie desktop environment. Finally, we've got transmission. Again, I use rtorrent. This is one of those things where I don't agree that it should be saying this to a person. It's just a protocol. It's not saying let's go pirate. I use a lot of torrent files for downloading free software. It takes a load off the servers, and I also know that I'm getting a reliable download that other people have downloaded as well. So yeah, okay, it's a file sharing program. When you run a torrent, its data will be made available to others, blah 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 blah. Any content you share is solely your sole responsibility. I agree. So yeah, and recently we had that issue on Mac OS X with transmission. Dodgy version was uploaded to the website, and yeah, people had a compromised version of it, and basically malware. So yeah, but anyway, what transmission software? Let's have a look. I'm going to do this for everything, but some of the major web-based released ones is probably a good idea to take a look at that. So 2.92, 2.92, so very recent version of the program. Coolies. And we can just get rid of that, and then get rid of that. Great. What else-y? Okay, that's about it for that. Office, nothing in there. Again, I'd actually like to see LibreOffice installed by default. It's a criticism I have, but LibreOffice is about the best full-featured Office program that we have under GNU+Linux, at least under a free and open source license. So, a free software license. Next, sound and video. I installed MPV, not in there by default. We do have the VLC and we have the Rhythm Box. I'm not going to go through all the versions there, but you can take a look at what they look like under the Budgie desktop environment. Online sources work, I guess. So you can have a look at excuse me, you can have a look at that, and also, I'll take a sip of water. You can also take a look at Jamendo, which has free music. To the best of my knowledge, they're still running. So yeah, you can get your online music there. Finally, we have Vlc Media Player. And continue, and yeah, good old VLC. Don't tend to use it that much these days, but yeah, we've got that nice application there. Interesting that it's a cute application, but installed by default. Sundry iOS preferences, not going to look at that. You've got your print settings, pretty boring. System settings, you can go through all the details here. You can change your background, Bluetooth. What do we got here? Color. What's that all about? Oh, okay, so set up a color profile, and okay, yeah, not going to do that. Not interested in that sort of thing. Yes, date and time, you can change your details, so you can view some information about your system if you really want to. Find out what sort of graphics driver you're using at the moment. I'm using the free and open source Radeon driver, which, as you can see, has no problem rendering a desktop in full 3D at all. Yeah. Okay, let's move right along. Yeah, so pretty much about it. Sharing, I don't know about that sharing business. It's screen sharing. Okay, so screen sharing, fine. But yeah, I mean, you know, seems a little bit more polished compared to last time. But, you know, I mean, what have we got over here? We've got some notification. I love this. I really like how they've got this little side panel here that comes out. You can have a look at your date, your applets, your notifications, and what else we got here? Yeah, that just goes straight to notifications, and this one goes to applets, so you can just choose between them. You got your network settings in there. This is a beautiful, clean desktop. You know, I probably haven't given it justice by not even changing the wallpaper. I probably should have to something a little cooler, like this one. Just give it a moment. You know, something like that. Really, really nice distribution. Very, very well polished. not enough applications by default. I think that, you know, I don't want the whole kitchen sink, but you know, a few more applications like the LibreOffice stuff out there. You know, I'm happy with the multimedia to an extent. They could probably do with something like Handbrake. Handbrake can be a little bit difficult to package, but one of those applications that can do the transcoding of videos and things like that that people want to do from time to time, especially as people move to more efficient codecs such as H.265 and Opus, or I should say X.265 and Opus. But yeah, or even VP8, VP9, all those sorts of things. You know, apart from that, I mean, it's pretty reasonable. It's pretty much a blank slate for you to modify in terms of what applications you have installed. I really don't think the desktop can be modified that easily without going under the hood. But nonetheless, I am pretty impressed by it. It'd be nice if they had. I mean, I tried installing mPlayer before, and had no luck with that. I mean, I'll just show you again. mPlayer is still, you know, one of those mainstream applications, you know. So I might have to install mPlayer. Even tried mPlayer 2, not there. And you know, mPlayer is still pretty mainstream. Yeah, so a little bit, you know, they probably need to just enhance the roster of packages that are available. But nonetheless, a clean desktop. Actually, I just realised something just before we roll this up. Yeah, package. Hopefully, I can do a search for Steam. Okay, cool. So you can get Steam. So they have thought of some of the things. You know, I think it's a nice distribution. It has a ways to go. It is a version 1.1. I'm not sure it meets the 1.1 moniker simply because they haven't really decided on a core feature set apart from the desktop and the package management and stuff like that. But it's a good independent distribution, and it really gives you some scope to make it what you want. If you're familiar with compiling packages yourself, you could really enhance this by just adding the dependencies that you want, like any other distribution, and just install under user/local /user/local. It's a mouthful, that. Yeah, but anyway, I think it's not bad. So tell me what you think. If you like this video, please like. If you'd like to continue to receive this sort of content, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing your comments. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it for now. Have a good night, good day, or whatever you're having. Anyway, see you later.